Hi everyone, I said I had something a little bit different for you, and I have. 2 weeks ago I went to the Telford Tigers Silver Jubilee Game, 25 years of ice hockey in Telford. Now Telford is a national centre of excellence for ice hockey and has its own kind of study zones and loads of youth teams, and it gets out in all local schools and everything. It's great. And the night was to celebrate the fact that any ice hockey franchise lasting 25 years in the UK is a pretty cool thing, really. We have all sorts of problems with teams folding and leagues folding and all sorts of rubbish, and nobody seems to be able to get on with each other. So it's really great to be able to say that they've achieved that. It was a good day. I went down, stayed overnight, started at 3 o'clock with a women's game between Wrekin Raiders and Coventry Phoenix, which Wrekin won 6-4, I think. So there's my ticket to get in. It was in aid of supporting ice hockey in Telford and also Help for Heroes, which is a soldiers' charity here. There were loads of people there. I didn't manage to get the official figures, but I think it was a sellout. And I think that Telford seats, I'm not sure, I could make a complete idiot of myself here, but I think it's something in the region of 12 or 1400 people. But anyway, there were a lot of people there, and it was a really good atmosphere. So I got there, and they'd done a really good job with the merchandising, and before I went in, I purchased some signed pucks, which were going at a very, very good price. So I got the sort of top line of the Legends team. That's Gary Clark, who these days does he have a plumbing business or something like that? I'm not sure. But he actually sponsors, I think his company sponsors the team. Grant Mitchell, not Grant Mitchell, our EastEnders. And the man himself, the legend, Claude Dumas, who has scored more points in British ice hockey than I dare think about. I think they retired his jersey number on the night as well, which is cool. So, in the middle of all that, I bought some 50-50 tickets, as is a prerequisite for ice hockey, and wouldn't you know it, I missed out by one number. So, oh well, never mind, eh? However, I came back with some other quite cool stuff. In between periods, I will happily admit that I went on a bit of, we'll call it autograph hunting. I can think of better names for it, but there was my programme. As you can see, the Tigers have a very, very cool logo. And on the back, I probably could have got a lot more autographs than this, but it can start to get a little bit embarrassing. So that is signed by a not inconsiderable number of the players from both sides, including Tom Watkins, who was very kind and signed it right at the end of the night because all the players were in the bar afterwards. Dumas, who else is on here? Simon Ferry is there, Dan Scott, Mackenzie, what else I should point out really? Maslovskis, he was really lovely actually. He's there, so that's cool. Then, at the end of the night, they had a sort of shirts off our backs auction, and people were paying vast sums of money, because it was all for charity. They were paying huge amounts of money for these one-off shirts that had just been used in the game, and I couldn't really afford any of them, to be honest. And I just thought, oh well, it's one of those things, isn't it? However, I held out, and they started auctioning off other little bits and pieces, and that's right. Who would like the score sheet, the official score sheet? We framed it. Would anybody like it? So I put a bid in. And here is the official score sheet from the Telford Hockey 25 years Jubilee Game. It'll be really difficult for you to see it, unfortunately. Filled in by the scorer. She took me to one side and she said, this is why I've filled it in the way I have, because more than one player was wearing the same number, so it got a bit confusing. But that is a record of every goal that was scored and the one penalty that was taken right at the end. And I thought that was pretty cool, so I was really pleased to come away with that. It's a great bit of memorabilia. So a great time was had by all. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just a shame we've got to wait 25 years for the next one. Telford, the centre of Telford, is a bit of a hole at the moment, actually. They've drained the lake, and they're doing all sorts of building work. But apparently the ice rink's going to get some improvements out of it, so we can only hope. I hope they do that, because it's a really friendly place and everybody's lovely. And the hockey is of a quite considerable standard, actually. Now, I've got a couple of other bits that I might as well just put in, which have been got for me, or got by me. I had a programme signed at a previous match by Dan Scott and Jack Watkins, who I think are both, I think they were named to one of the youth teams for a championship. And then this. Now, you might well be saying, Jenny, if this was a Telford Tigers match, why do you have a Telford Titans shirt in the back? Because they're not the same team. However closely they might be linked, they're not the same, and I will admit, no, they're not. What happened was, I'm actually a Manchester Phoenix supporter, a Storm, as was, when I first got watching them. And Telford were nowhere near, they were in a totally different league. And I started watching them, my parents moved quite near Telford, and I started watching them when they were the Wild Foxes. And little by little over the years, as Manchester have come down and Telford have gone up, the Tigers and the Phoenix have ended up in the same league, so I had some problems. And when the Tigers unfortunately folded for a year, the Titans stepped in and played in the league below them, and so I got into them and bought a Titans shirt and all the rest of it because they weren't in the same league as Manchester anymore. And then of course the Tigers came back and were in the same league as the Phoenix again. So officially I'm a Titans supporter, but really what I am is a supporter of ice hockey in Telford because they do it so well. So my Titans jersey is in the background there. I don't have a Tigers jersey just on the basis that I can't afford both, unfortunately. Titans jersey I had to take out a second mortgage for, to be honest, and I actually prefer it, so I'd rather just wear that one instead. It's the right colours in the right town at least. However, they had a double header, and the entire team has signed this programme, including Mike Roden, who decided to sign himself as Wayne Rooney. Thanks, mate. So that was great. It's just a couple of other bits there. But well done, Telford, is what I'll say. You really do a grand job, and I really hope that the match, which was ridiculously well attended, gets you some more fans in through the door for whichever team, because you really did do a grand job. I will leave you with, I think, certainly the easiest bit to see. The score sheet is my favourite bit of the night, really. But having Claude Dumas autograph anything is pretty cool. So well done to all. And I would encourage anybody in the UK to just get out and support a team, your local team and somebody else's team, to Petticoat, your history. As I do have quite a lot of ice hockey memorabilia, but it's not all here. But if I can scrounge together my old Storm stuff, I have all sorts of things, so I'll see if I can get it together in a video for you. But yeah, get out there and watch them, because it's brilliant. Get out there and play, because that's brilliant as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and I shall be back with some breaks and maybe one or two other surprises as well.